We're here interviewing Jacob Eisner, the creator of the Zombie Attack VR game for the HTC Vive. We're going to ask a few questions. So, Jacob, when did you get into programming?
Well, I got into programming a couple years ago, and I've always been a fan of the Unreal Engine, especially the most recent one. I love the Unreal Engine 4.
Jacob, what got you into gaming?
Well, this is a very good question. I love gaming. It is probably one of my favorite things in the world. So, this originally started out with Portal 1, the one that came with Half-Life. I played this game so many times, and still sometimes I play it to this day. I've spent many hours playing this game. I love the gameplay. Even though it wasn't that big of a story and all that, still loved it.
Jacob, tell us what the HTC Vive is all about.
So the HTC Vive is a virtual reality headset that is a competitor to the Oculus Rift, which you may have heard of. The main difference between the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift is that the HTC Vive has these things called lighthouses, which are two towers that you set up in your room. Now, these lighthouses measure where you are inside the room. That way you can run around in the room with your character. Now, this was so immersive that we decided to create a game for it. We know this is a niche market, but we want to make a compelling game for those people who will buy it.
Okay, Jacob, what inspired you to make Zombie Attack VR?
Well, we went to San Diego Comic-Con and we saw the HTC Vive truck. We tried it out and it was amazing. We were so inspired to make a game just from this one experience. And we went on to Greenlight and we noticed that there was no game that was a first-person shooter. So we wanted to make a game for the HTC Vive that was a first-person shooter. That way you can run around in your house and shoot out the windows at virtual zombies.
What were some of the challenges with developing the Zombie Attack VR game?
Well, we have limited resources. So that means we have to choose between our own art that looks great or stuff that we can get off the market for less of a cost. And we don't know what the market size of the HTC Vive will actually be. It could be 6 million, it could be 600,000. So there's too much risk for us to buy $100,000 stuff, make everything look beautiful. So we decided to go with a safer, cheaper route. Even then, some of the greatest games were easy to build. For example, Pac-Man, you don't see fantastic art. Mario, the original Mario, again, not good sound effects, no good art. So I think that works for us.
What were some of the limitations and constraints you had when deciding how to build the Zombie Attack VR?
Well, it was very hard to balance the graphics with the frame rate, because the HTC Vive needs around 90 frames per second, and that requires a very good video card, 970 level. So, which means we had to take out some grass, make the scenery look instead of astonishing. We could have gone much better with the scenery, but we couldn't get a better frame rate. So there was this main trade-off between the two. Also, we had a problem with the cabin size, because not everyone has a 15 by 15 square foot room in their house. So we need to build a cabin that's not too small, but not too big. So that makes it so we have to choose the right structure and all that stuff, which is very hard to do for HTC Vive, especially because we have no experience with this. No one has any experience with this.
Jacob, why did you choose the Unreal Engine 4?
Well, 10 years ago, this would have not been possible. Technology just wasn't there. Now, however, there is, with the Unreal Engine, the power of C++ with the simplicity of Blueprint. Blueprints was easy to use. The Matinee, which I used to create the other videos that you'll see on the Greenlight page, was also another simple system that was easy to use. And for the problems that we did have, we just Google searched that. We couldn't have done that 10 years ago. It was not possible.